Saturday afternoon, friends and neighbors. Testuigi at the desk with the Saturday Seafarers. And we're going to be getting into the 2026-2027 off-season after we blew up our team. The first time we've really done a rebuild on any of my streams. So, kind of some fun with that. But before we do that, I wanted to show you a little bit behind the scenes at some of the stuff I've been cooking up for my subscribers. You'll see their names up on screen. As part of your subscription to my channel, not only will you get access to these emotes and your name on that special thanks slide, but you'll also get, per sub or resub, a custom out-of-the-park uniform set from yours truly. So before we get into the main content of today's stream, which was delayed by an hour, thanks Rich, let's show off what some of those jerseys look like. And you may have seen them on some of my affiliates or my subscription channel, the other affiliate stream team, such as, oh, for Pete's sake, the alerts box is stuck again. Anyways, EVC's Banshees. EVC wanted something based on his logo, so I reused the exact logo font on the front. Found something close enough for the cap and the rear of the jersey. I mimicked his existing Banshees uniform for the away, but the chevrons on the side sleeves, that was all me. And those are based on, again, the logo that he's using. I've actually done a couple uniforms for EVC. He's been one of my most stalwart subscribers, such as EVC's EVCs, his theme team, in which he uses has players with the name E, V, or C as their first letter of the first name. Let's see if that shout out works. Did it? I don't think it did. At least I can't tell if it did. Anyways, go check him out. Along with his theme team crew. I have 4 theme teams. You may have seen them back on this screen. The Ichiro and Teammates 2 Rats in a Wool Sock. The Bob Cage and Bobs, one of my favorites. The Epcot Centurions, my first theme team to make it to silver this cycle, and they may actually get promoted to gold somehow. And the Hiroshima Team Redacted, all players from the Japanese league. Oh, okay, that's how you do it. It's that, then easy. There we go. That's how you do it. I also designed his road uniform, very 90s with a black uniform. Thanks, AZ Axel. Took me a second. So those are 2 I've just made for EVC and NYC. The most recent jersey I've made is for Great Scott 66, who won the Mob Your Bob giveaway last month because Yukarin Kazami gifted her uniforms to the community. So I made his home Hell in a Handbaskets. So you'll be seeing these on his perfect team in a short little while, because I just sent them to him yesterday. He wanted the Longaberger headquarters as the logo. That's what I did. Also on the subscription list, Kurzov22 and his Mugenri Silver Bullets. This is me tinkering around with the uniform maker. Notice no buttons. This is a pullover jersey, so that way we get the pagoda in the background. And I also figured out how to get 2-level fonts, or word marks, in the Out of the Park uniform maker. You copy and paste the first word, then you move it up, because it'll be pasted in as an image. Just a home jersey for these guys so far, not a road yet. Another of the... I have to wait a few seconds before giving another shout out. Another of the affiliate streamers who subscribes to the channel, Dr. Dynastic, did a sub, and for his theme team, players who wore 42 or played in Oakland, the Oakland 42s, I used a Jackie Robinson commemorative logo, tinted the colors to match the Oakland Athletics, and used the Oakland A's as the inspiration for the home jersey as well as the road jersey. You know me, I like Japanese teams and I like road jerseys that aren't gray. So shout out to Dr. Dynastic, who will be on the mainline channel in 2 days with Monday Night Baseball. Unfortunately, my softball schedule has prevented me from getting a chance to watch the guy, so in 2 weeks I will finally be able to take in a game. You, however, should just go do that right away. Newly anointed in the EMLB with this custom uniform set, Attica Online's Portland Stags. He gave me the logos, and I decided to come up with some very nice green pinstripe look. And on the road jersey, powder green. Not quite a gray, not quite a forest green, but I'm quite pleased with how this one came together, especially the popping out jersey numbers. Very yogurt birds in that respect. I like how that came out. Also for Attica Online, the home version at least, I haven't done the road uniform, for the Yellowstone Super Volcano. This was before I figured out how to do the 2-level words. But I found the small team logo online that fits perfectly on the cap, and I decided to go for the Super 70s 3-color bands, not only on the sleeves, but also on the waistband of the pants. Make sure you subscribe to Attica Online. I will shout him out once. Oh, we got a rating coming. Thank you, Laptop Hound. Much appreciated. And speaking of Laptop Hound, I've made 2 jerseys. That's for him as well. Let's take a look at his mainline club, the Rocky Mountain Gladiators. Found this logo online. I know he prefers another one coming in from... let's try shouting out Laptop Hound this time. There we go. I'm just shouting everyone out. Subscribe to Laptop Hound. Go do it. So he gave me the color scheme. I feel like I really came up with a clever jersey design for here. But then he asked for black pants on the road uniform. That's an interesting look. I also like the stripes that keep going up into the jersey under the armpits. You can just make it out there. And the RMG stacked, well, that's my interpretive touch for a 3-letter acronym. He's also commissioned from me. Maybe. I'll just... Let's try this. Do you even stream? I don't know. Anyways, the Dave Steeb Super 70s All-Stars. Yes, that's the Toronto Blue Jays road look, tuned to fit Mr. Steeb and Laptop Hound's preferences. Also really dig the team logo. Yes, I stole it from the Tao of Steeb Twitter account. I had to. And again with the black pants. Laptop Hound, you gotta tell me if I'm making a road uniform for these guys, or if you want me to do something else. So this is what I get up to. And again, if you want to be able to get one of these jerseys, all you gotta do is subscribe to the channel, then reach out to me via Twitch, Whisper, or via Discord, and we can get to talking about getting your custom uniform set. But that's not why you're watching here. You're watching here because you want to see how I rebuild this besotted Chiba Pirates Club. Let's go back to the results screen. Yeah, we did not do well. We had a massive hangover from winning the Nihon Koku series the prior season. So in 2026, I sold at the deadline in a big way. Not that it mattered. The teams I sold to did not make the postseason, or did not make the series. The Saitama Panthers almost blew a 3-0 series lead to the Tokyo Golden Kites before finally coming through in Game 7. They are the 4th different team to win the Nihon Koku series. And once again, the Golden Kites lose to the eventual champion. And they lost in a shutout too. That just hurts. They traded 5-0 shutouts. Also, congratulations to the first ever champion of the Mirai League, the WHAS competitor to JPBO. Of course, it has to be the Shizuoka Arrows, the team I am most associated with, the team I ran as an League Redacted expansion team on the forums, backing out of the Park 21, the team that I use for my main PAX only club identity on Perfect Team. And some familiar faces. Hanshiro Kajiwara, who won the championship with us 2 seasons ago, picks up his 2nd rating, this time in a completely different league. Now, their postseason ended earlier than ours, so they have already seen players leave. So I've already started to make some offers. I mean, it is arbitration as well, so I'm trying to lock up a bunch of our guys. I've issued a minor league contract to Carlos Lomelli to see if he can turn into a decent minor league option or a decent pitcher. We have issued... Let's see, who else do I have in here? A lot of these folks are just extensions for... Yeah. Kim Dae-han could be an interesting DH type, especially as a free one. Kim Ji-hoon. I wouldn't use him as a starter with a change youth, but a fastball splitter combo with these stats? Yeah, we'll take him. And then Kim Hyun-woo, possible backup third baseman. I think we got Momosuke Otsuka as our current third baseman. I also had a look, and Machida has a bit of a cannon arm. He could play some right field if we wanted, but I think he's probably going to be just our primary first baseman. We have a farm system, and I'm really proud of it. The other thing that I've done off stream is I took a look, and I was able to... Did Rich not get the raid going properly? I fired our third base coach because he wasn't really contributing anything. If you notice, it's Kurt Ellington, our first base coach, and our bench coach, Munenori Kawasaki, doing all the heavy lifting. But you'll notice some familiar names down here. Takashi Saito, Kazuo Matsui, Kenji Jojima. It turns out that if you have a player that any MLB player, ex-MLB player, is still in the database, even if they played in League Redacted. So what I've done is I've gone and converted a bunch of these folks into coaches. You don't even need to be in commissioner mode to do this. Here's how you do it. You gotta look up the player by name, especially a retired one. So let's look up Brandon Laird. He had a bunch of good seasons in Japan. Go to Actions up at the top right here, and then go choose Turn into Coach. That will create him as a coach. By default, he'll be a bench coach. And so then you can see what stats he has. Usually good players tend to have really good available stats, but they have to have played in the majors. So a guy like Alfredo Despine does not show up because he only played in Cuba and League Redacted. But someone like, I don't know, Vladimir Valentin, he can be converted into a coach because he still played in the majors before going to Japan. So I've built up a fun little staff short list of all these guys. And by the way, some of these folks will become available or staffed in the next iteration of the JPBO Quick Start. I'm going to issue another one. This is news on the channel here. Brand new, or not brand new, a new JPBO Quick Start with the retired League Redacted players as coaches for their actual clubs. Hell, 3 of these guys are Mets. Tsuyoshi Shinjo, Kazmatsui, Masato Yoshii. Oh, I also forgot. Tarahito Iguchi. Make him a coach too. He's not currently working for any team, but he should be in there as available. And again, because it's using MLB licensed data, there is no concerns. Okay, so don't include retired coaches. Here's all the guys who I've created in. Some familiar faces. Let's take a look. We need a third base coach, and we need a hitting coach. Unfortunately, none of these guys really seem to be good options hitting coach-wise, unless my bench coach, Ellington, can do better. No. So let's keep him where he is. Let's keep Terry Toole down there because he's best as a minor league development guy. So we're looking to add a third base coach, someone who works well with normal, personable, and controlling, and who doesn't have an issue with any of those three. So Ken Takahashi, for example, would be a bit of a push. Someone like Jojima could be interesting, especially since he would work well. He'd be an improvement on catching defense and in-game running. Ooh. I mean, Ellington's pretty good at... I mean, I'd rather have someone who would be an improvement at teaching outfield. So let's go back to our staff short list. Someone... Okay, so Kuroda. No, it's temperamental. We could go with Ballantine. Surprised he's not a better hitting coach. All right. Jojima has outstanding, which is an improvement. So I'm still leaning Jojima. Yeah, I think that's who we're going to go with. So let's offer a contract for third base coach for 5 years for Kenji Joji. Hippoboy OTM, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Now for the hitting coach. Yeah, Big Boss is there because he's in the MLB data. Now, it's not going to be the exact same ratings as if you were playing League Redacted in Out of the Park 22 or 23. But he is there. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these folks end up in the Mirai League. Keep in mind, we also still have on our team Munenori Kawasaki. So let's see if we can find ourselves a hitting coach. And oh, my manager has control over that. Well, I hope he does a good job. Handel's aging outstanding seems like a good fit for him. Yeah. Today's broadcast is being powered by Forest Garden from Heartwood Farm and Cidery. Reconnect to simple wonders. Man, I would love to get Jojima in perfect team. He is the one... Catcher is the one position that's a migraine inducer if you're playing a Japan alumni theme team in perfect team. Because your catching options are Dave Nilsson, Phil Clark, Willian Rosario, and Kenji Jojima, and that's it. Alright, Joji said yes. So, that's looking pretty good on the... Let's give Jojima teach catcher and teach outfield and keep Ellington. Actually, let's let Ellington have some work there. Okay, got a bunch of our contracts signed. That takes care of most of our ARB eligible guys. We still are waiting on Yoshikawa, Hashimoto, Miyoshi, and Sato. A bunch of folks who we are just going to let walk. I mean, good on the Golden Kites to actually win the league, or the Nihon League title over the Jaguars, despite playing all their games on the road. Also, you will note Junro Kanda's name on some of the Zenkoku League leaderboards. After a weirdo off year when we won the championship, Kanda is back to being his 6 wins above replacement self. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how we can build a team around what's left of his contract. Alright, the 3 Kims are pleased with the contracts I'm giving them. Daijiro Nishihara wanted to get posted, so that's what I have done. We'll see if anyone takes him. I only posted him for like 500k. He wants to bring in Kaz Matsui. Okay. I'm not gonna say no to Kaz Matsui being our hitting coach. Oh. Someone else is better. I also have my eye on Garrett Horn here as a possible promotion option. 23 years old with 3+ pitches. I think he really could do well. Your Golden Gloves, Kenshin Morita, picks up his 3rd Golden Glove and 3rd in 4 years. Junro Kanda picks up his 1st Golden Glove at 3rd base. Way to go, Junro. Otherwise, no Golden Gloves among our club. Take a look and see if Perdomo won the Ishimaru Save King. I have to ask Ringo if he gave me that name as a reference to the Stone Buddha nickname of Sun Hwan Oh. Who, by the way, is still pitching in the KBO. He's 41 years old and he's still over there with the Samsung Lions. The mighty Stone Buddha. I'm guessing the majors are just finishing up right now if this is what's going on. And are we back, or are we still... Oh, we're still grinding away here. Alright, so while this is going, quick programming note. I will not be broadcasting on next Saturday. I will be away from my computer. The Saturday Seafarers will just be skipped that day. I will still be doing the Flying Purple Baseball Beaters on Wednesday, because that's the 2000 pennant drive. And I am so hyped to see how that team finishes. Ken Griffey Jr. has 50 home runs in 102 games. There's still almost 2 months left in the schedule. Do I hear 70? Do I hear 75? I mean, it's Ken Griffey Jr. at Coors. Yeah. He's already gotten seasons of 69, nice, and 68 home runs back-to-back. Junro Kanda picks up the Aoki Bat Award. Shin Maeda, because he was playing at shortstop, wins it over there. What a season he had. And of course, the rookie Choei Sugai. This guy drafted 6.4 wins above replacement right out the chute. I can only hope we have as much luck with the lottery as the Bulls did. My goodness. So who won the Save King then? Show me the news. Nice quote from Eric O'Flaherty. I also know that he used to go under the alias George Mackenzie, because when you put his name in the Japanese order of Joji Mackenzie, it kind of sounds like George McKenzie. Kuniyasu Kawashima with an unanimous win. Perdomo finishing second. Only put up 41 saves with a sub-2 ERA. This guy is a stopper, absolute phenom, and probably worth all the $2.4 million that he's getting from the Bulls. I mean, the Bulls won the championship in 2024. Yeah, no surprise, Sugai won the top rookie. We didn't even have anyone place. Kikuzo Shinpani winning the Rookie of the Year in the Nihon League with .2 wins above replacement. Compared to Matsuda. Let's see who wins the Yamamoto Award. Oh, sorry, Manager of the Year Award. Panthers and Jaguars. Wow! Nishihara got posted to the Black Swans. Was not expecting that. So, the Nihon League poaching from our team instead of one of the Japanese league, one of the major leagues. So we just got 500 grand in cash to play with. Swank. Let's max out that development budget while I have the time. We need it. Whoa! Close match in the Yamamoto Award. Terushi Nakamura of the Saitama Panthers not only wins the championship this year, but takes most of the categories in the Yamamoto Award race. Sub-3 ERA, most innings pitched, 1.14 whip. I mean, our guy Kenshin Morita did lead the league in wins, in strikeouts, and in some of the rate stats, as well as 6.6 wins above replacement. There's a reason we gave him a $40 million over 6-year contract, in part because he's a greedy son of a gun, but in part we didn't want to lose him. Yoriyoshi Furuya of the Golden Kites. Oh, that is a very good pitcher. Wow. Where did he sign from? Kansai Cubs. Okay. That's why we haven't heard of him yet. Alright, Akira Morita. No! No, I will... Why is this guy... Alright. You know what? No. No, no, no. You do not get to control the hitting coach and put your best friend in. I am withdrawing that offer. Try again, Mr. Saito-san. It's good that I can still overrule him on that. I just hope he figures out who he wants before I have to promote from the minors. Oops, I forgot to check. Yep, Shin Maeda with a sweep. Kanda finishes third, though. All right. We move up from 5th to 2nd. Once again, the Dolphins get snookered by the draft lottery. So we have an opportunity to draft a transformational player in the first round. I mean, we're already swimming in pitchers. I'm not sure I want to go with Kayu Kato. Take a look at the draft pool. I mean, I'd rather go with Takeuchi because he can be available right out the chute. Go with a college guy. Yeah, I wouldn't trust that changeup to develop even if you asked me. Not much in terms of big power bats. Hiroaki Murakami, which is fine. You know, I was taking a look at the park factors between streams, and in the Zenkoku League where we play, no ballpark has a home run factor above 1. In fact, ours is the highest, and it's like 0.98 something. Tadashi Ishibashi would be interesting if we didn't have Tasaka sitting right behind him. Yugo Kaneko looks like the consensus best outfielder, and if he falls to us at the 2 spot, we'll take him. Ishizaki as a first base / DH. Big bomber bat, I can vibe with that. Taira really is a first baseman, but he... Ooh. Okay, Taira versus Ishizaki. I'd still go with Ishizaki, barely. And Nakashima looks like a pretty decent option too. 70 outfield range with an actual bat. Alright. The first overall selection, because of the draft win by Hiroshima Phoenix, they go for Isamu Uno. What are your tips for drafting in a sim? Always draft best player. Don't draft based on what your current need is, because there will always be a delay. Players with low work ethic and low intelligence may not always develop, so pick at your peril. And don't start with anyone who's already fragile. Do not draft anyone who's already fragile. They passed on Kaneko. I don't know how we can. Boom. Face of the franchise. The Dolphins will add Kenji Nakashima, who I also had my eye on. The Cubs will take Onishi. Big run on center fielders at the hop. The Rings will take Ishizaki. Oh, that's going to be a problem. The Bruisers will add Kato Kayu. You better hope 2 of those 3 pitches develop. I mean, undefeated at the high school level, 11-0 in its final season. Probably a Koshien hero. But most of the guys we sold last season were... or we acquired last season were pitchers anyway, so I'm okay to pass on that. I don't trust Mishima. I'm hoping Takeuchi falls to us. Astrals take Nakashima, the other 80 rated pitcher. Koba Satoru to the Golden Kites. Decent consolation prize for losing the Nihon Koku series. The Jaguars had Hiro Nakayama. See? Fragile right out the chute. I wouldn't even touch him. The Bulls add Norikazu Tachibana, going with a defense-first shortstop. The Woodpeckers grab Takeuchi. Ah, they grab Takeuchi. Boo hiss. We got scooped. Panthers will grab Nagasawa. Alright, so who do we take then in the 2 spot? Do we go with another pitcher? If we do grab Kenichi Endo, it'd be as a reliever. That change-oop is not going to help. Okay, I kind of like Tomita. Contact first bat. Catcher defense is a little wobbly, but maybe that's not as big of a deal here. My scout thinks we should grab shortstop Shozo Sato. Don't need Kamai. Kikuchi, interesting profile, but the lack of turn double play is a little nerve-inducing. And again, we already have Tasaka. We don't have a good catcher. And there's two good ones. There's like only two good ones in the draft between Mishima and Tomita. And Tomita's already considered durable. I also like the increase in avoid Ks and the slightly better gap hitting. And he's a better defender. So we're going to grab Tatsuya Tomita. Good thing too, because it looks like the other top catcher just went. Kind of like Murakami. I think we do a flyer on Matsubara. High school lefty. Now, because the amateur players are split between our draft and the Mirai League draft, that's why you're seeing we're only doing 5 rounds. I kind of like Iriki as a DH type. Yeah, I think that's who we're going to go with, Heishu Iriki. None of the other pitchers are really calling my name. So with this, our fifth and final selection, we will grab Michizane Honda. Now let's take a look at the minor league team to see where everyone's going to be playing. Like, this is the defense. This is the quality of players we have developing in the minors. I don't like seeing Tasaka available off the bench. He is definitely an emergency pitcher. I'd much rather have him as a shortstop. Kaz Yamamoto as a... Like, we got him via trade. I'm eager to see how he can develop into a proper closer. Matsubara out the bullpen as a stopper. Yes, that I can get behind. Now, for the catchers, I mean, we've got Kazufumi Kikuchi, who really is not a proper starter. We've also got Fukui, who's okay, but Fukui is not as good quality as Tomita. So I'm going to force start Tomita. Machida as our first baseman, yep. Yeah, that is a... Please tell me we're declining ARB with this guy. Oh, we did give him an extension. Great, so let's call him up. Yeah, Machida is going to continue to be our primary guy. But what about him versus Sugahara? What can you do to help with developing players? Making sure they get play time. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm making sure I'm force starting my top prospects to make sure they're getting the most play time. In the JPBO, there is only one minor league team, so that's really tricky. But if you are playing an MLB start, make sure that you're using your different levels. So if someone is at AAA and could play at AAA but isn't getting the starts, move them down a level. Okay, we're still going to put Sugahara as our primary DH because the guy is an absolute tank. We don't really have a second baseman. We got Kim Jun-seo as our second baseman. None of the other guys we have really line up. Otsuka as our third base option, can also play some short. And then Tasaka as our primary shortstop, that I can vibe with. Left field, Imai and Yoshioka probably are going to get called up. One of these two is going to compete for a spot on the top club. So let's release this guy. Wow, he's bad. Day before the arbitration hearings, this is our opportunity to get rid of anyone who's not going to make the club. And anyone who's over the age of like 26 and still on your minor league team, you gotta bid farewell to them. They are not going to be a component of your club. There we go. Down to 20 pitchers on the minor league club. Who are the old guys here? Matsui, Yamamoto, and Yamashita. None of these folks are better than 2020, so enjoy playing over in the other league. Let's call up Imai and Yoshioka just to see what the lineups look like without those two. Let's turn off the force start on Iwamoto because it looks like he could actually be a decent center fielder for the mainline club in time. We've also got Naka knocking on the door. Kaneko as our primary center fielder. Oh, they're putting Kim in instead. No, I disagree with that. Honda at right field. Kaneko, let's force start at center. 65 range should be enough. And then our left fielder should be... Let's call Naka up at least. Either Kim or Honda. Let's see. So, Hippoboyo. Does a coach staff member being unproven or inexperienced influence anything about their abilities? No, it just means they haven't been in the league long. Doesn't affect their ratings. Just affects how much they can demand in terms of salary. Alright, Honda does have the better cannon arm. So I'm okay with him being at left, but I'll leave that spot open because I don't think there's... Yeah, he's going to be combining with Iwamoto. Yeah, I think that's the way we do it. Okay. Cleaned a lot of cruft out of the team. Got some new faces in. I'm eager to see Kaneko turn into our face of the franchise. We haven't had a top prospect pick yet. And Harada Yuzo, we're just going to be letting walk. Bye-bye. Yeah, trust me, they will get experience as they do with you and as they win with you. If their reputation is poor, that may just mean they were on a bad club. Doesn't mean that they are a bad coach. Like, you take a look, our bench coach is inexperienced, our third base coach is unproven, but the ratings are solid. This is literally Jojima's first season as a third base coach. Alright, I don't want to wait too long before we hire a coach. Can we call up Terry Toole? No. Manager still... Okay, now my manager's pissy at me that I'm taking over control. Saul Tuscan, thank you for the follow. Hydrate? Yes, I do still have a cup of water here. Cheers. Did anyone walk away who's actually good? Kitamura basically is just a slugging catcher. Okuma as a relief option is an interesting choice. And not interested in playing with us. Okay. Let's get to free agency. I think the argument could be made that we need another starting pitcher, and that starting pitcher should be a foreigner. Enomoto should not be in the rotation. He absolutely is a reliever, and he's a good one. The lineup, I mean, Akinori Miyoshi was a phenom after taking over as the team's second baseman. Ah, shame that he lost his captaincy. I wonder what happened there. I mean, Tsutsugo is still team captain, that's fine. We also added via trade Yukinari Kondo, also a good second baseman, and pretty good as a hitter. Didn't do so well for us, but I think with another season, maybe if we force him to first, he can do well to learn first base. Nakashima as our DH. That depends. Can he do better than he did last year? We got Tsutsugo at first, and he turned his season around in the end. Can't wait to see what he does in his second of 2 seasons on that contract. Nishimoto as our catcher. I mean, yeah, the bat was a little disappointing, but you gotta hope for better from him as a catcher. Miyakawa wasn't exactly cutting the mustard, and he's a pending free agent anyway. Pardon me, folks, my music seems to have disappeared. Oh, the grandson of Wind is available. I mean, yeah, he's probably going to the majors for that contract value, but it's fun playing KBO with him around. So we need a first... Where did my... Okay, so we can call up Tanaka, we can call up Takeshita. Kim is an option to call up, but I don't think we lost anyone from our batters. Kenny HY, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Alright, so we got the Kims in. That's good. All 3 of them. I want to see Kim Ji-hoon, yes, as our new team closer. Perfect. The next Stone Buddha. So if you're wondering what my filter is here, I'm looking for 3 things. This is based on what I found in the Flying Purple baseball beaters. If your control potential is at least 55 and your P-BABIP potential is at least 50, and you're not a fly ball pitcher, that's the kind of thing that gets you on my radar. I mean, someone like the legendary Yang Hyun-jong would be pretty baller. Guy's been pitching in the KBO since 2007. Actually, looks like he had a cup of tea with the Texas Rangers. That's pretty cool. I mean, we have budget. Yeah, Kunishige we're not going to be able to afford. And he doesn't want to sign with us. We have the foreign player slot, so because we're in the JPBO, we have a limit of 4 foreign players on our team. They can't all be pitchers and they can't all be batters. So we've got Brian De La Cruz, Luis Perdomo. Gosuke Kato's actually dual heritage. So he still counts and we can still play him. And he plays anywhere. Super utility guy. So we still have 2 foreign player slots we can add to the team. So Yang Hyun-jong doesn't seem like a bad rental. Especially since we don't need to worry about keeping him long term. The alternative would be someone like Seth Lugo. Better stuff, slightly worse movement, not a ground baller. That curveball is dominant, though. Let's just take a look at guys who fit personality-wise and aren't exactly P-BABIP suppression specialists. Okay, that gives us a bunch more options. Let's take a look at starting pitchers. We could hey, Connor Menez. He was with our club, or he was in Japan for a while. Just back from the Fukuoka Rings. We could make it like 5 teams in 5 seasons. Luciano, partially torn UCL. No word if he'll be actually healthy when he gets back. Played 1 game with the Rings and then blew his arm out. Yu Sung-min. Ground baller, big movement. Gave up way too many walks, though. 40 control. He's extreme fly ball. Ronnie Williams is willing to play for free. Okay. Take a look at the pitching potential. Ronnie Williams is big at suppressing home runs. Nick Nelson can suppress the home runs and balls in play. I keep leaning towards like bringing Connor Menez in. Or we try and get someone like Carlos Hernandez. Let's compare the two. Hernandez is the better Menez. Basically. Less splitty. One more pitch. One more pitch than him. Alright, so let's reach out to Hernandez. Doesn't want to talk to us. Of course! Menez wants in at 3.4 mil. Alright, Yu's got the control issues, but he's cheap. We could also bring back Fujisawa. $35 stamina, though. I think we're going to try for Yang here. And let's see if he's willing to go 1 year with a team option. Or a vesting option. Alright, we've got an offer out to Yang. I also like the fact high intelligence, high leader. So he'll be a good locker room presence. Let's offer a minor league deal to Ronnie Williams just so we have him, you know, he's on our radar. Now we also can add one more foreign batter. We can't play with like Junko Lee, tempting as it is. We can't afford a Manny Margot. Of course Miyakawa had a great season after he left us. Great, of course. Yo, Ezra! Thank you so much for the subscription. Be sure to reach out to me on Discord so that we can get your uniform discussed. Oh, we're going to have some fun together. So the gaps in our team are at the defensive positions, of course. Center field and shortstop. We're not adding problem child Addison Russell. Oh, the Starfleet red shirts. Yeah, I saw your theme. So, oh, do I get to make the uniforms for the red shirts? Oh, that's going to be so fun. Yes. All right, are there any good defensive shortstops out there? Miyake as an outfield option could be interesting, but I feel like we've got enough of those guys. Luis Garcia is a little too 3 true outcomes for my taste. Yeah, nobody looks like better options that's short than Nishihara, or Tasaka for that matter. But we could go out and get a Sedane Rafaela to take over at center field. Or like literally anyone who can actually swing the bat. Anthony Alford coming over from the KBO wants 5 million. Yikes. Someone wants to go back to the majors. Sure, I like James Beard. I wouldn't say no to Adolis Garcia. Guy had a really good season in the KBO. And a 65 outfield range player with a decent bat just doesn't walk up to your doorstep. How much would Margot cost? I mean, one of our goals for this year is to improve at center field. Right? Oh, a catcher. Whoops. Still, Adolis seems like kind of a fun option. Take a look at catcher. That actually looks really good. Brady Policelli could be our new catcher. If nothing else, then as a stopgap. Alright, Snitker. Okay, I'm okay with Snitker being our hitting coach. At least teach hitting is good. At least. Nobody's signing yet in the JPBO. Let's see if anyone has gone to the Mirai League. Take Madrigal to the Comets. This guy for 3.7 mil? Wow. Edmundo Sosa for $3.2 million. Remember, the Mirai League does have a salary cap of $35 million. And they have money to burn. Alright, now we've got Osvaldo Oliva, who I will not be accepting a deal with. Brady North. Yes! Yes, take him, take him, take him. All right, Ronnie Williams joins our minor league team, so he could be with the major league club as a starter, especially if our conversations with Yang Hyun John holds true or falls through. Come on, Brady. Would love to keep you. Kenny HY, this is the JPBO, a fictional Japanese league created to replace the One We Don't Talk About after the One We Don't Talk About got removed in Out of the Park 23 due to a licensing issue. So all the teams here in the JPBO are based on real Japanese teams, but with some obvious changes to avoid copyright issues. I've always streamed Japanese baseball as my primary out of the park save. So this season, I'm managing the Chiba Pirates. We won the Nihon Koku Series in 2025, completely crashed and burned last season. So now it's a matter of let's see if we can, get the team back together, rebuild it. Yay, we got the hitting coach I liked, Brady North. Excellent and excellent, that I can get behind. I mean, the hope is Kyota Nishimoto does better. We've also got Masuho Sekine, who really should be taking over, with Nishimoto heading down to the minors. Kokubunji to the Arrows, or Astrals rather. Miyake from the Panthers to the Rings. Still waiting to see the big names come off the market. Policelli paired with Masuho could be a decent tandem. And having Yang in the rotation is definitely a nice touch. That also means that Williams can basically just be a spare if we need him. As we wait for the game to save. Alright, hopefully our translator between Japanese and Korean worked for getting yeah, we don't have anyone in the Hall of Fame yet. Didn't get lost in the shuffle. Yeah, luckily those two cultures have never butted heads. There's been players who've played in both KBO and NPB, though. League redacted, sorry. Shh. Quiet, I didn't say anything. You were hearing stuff. You were hearing stuff. Shh. Connor Menez, 2.96 mil to play for the Woodpeckers. Whoops. Alright, Brady Policelli. Looks like he's got some infield eligibility too. Neat. Could be a good find. Let's see here. Is there anyone even on the trading block? Hayakawa from the Rings is a pending free agent. Ditto for Sekine, but we already have Kanda, so Sekine is kind of unnecessary. And we already have Perdomo, so Hayakawa is not really necessary. I mean, I wouldn't say no to a Bleep You bullpen, but let's see what the Rings are after here. They want one of our top prospects. That is a no from me, dog. It'd just be nice if all of our players actually, rebounded from their crummy seasons. Shigekatsu Sato, I am looking directly at you. Bunch of signings coming in. Wow, that's a lot of money for Kuzuya Kanamori. For this guy, he gets $3 million? Jesus. Fukuzawa to the Rings on a 4-year deal. So the Rings are throwing money around. Typical. Hello, Koga. Good to see you again. Josh Malitz to the Rings on a rather friendly deal, 2.3 mil. Former friend of the team, Mason Thompson, re-signs with the Woodpeckers. Tyler Austin goes to the Woodpeckers. There's Menez, who gets his 5th JPBO team in as many seasons. Pretty sure we had Mr. Anderson in a previous save. His name feels familiar. Syndergaard with actual batting stats. Lol. Like, I'm looking around and I'm seeing now that there's better options out there than Young, but he's willing to come here for a relatively sweetheart deal, so only if someone else comes in and wants to swoop in will I decline. Does anyone even have a knuckleball right now? No, no R.A. Dickey's here. Oh, bother. That basically was like the one contract I wanted to sign. Just another starting pitcher, give everyone else a chance to develop. I'm even willing to cut ticket prices just so, because I know the team wasn't as good. As we continue to zoom through the winter season, I figure once we wrap up the off-season, I'll raid into whoever's streaming next. There we go. We got our old man, Yang Hyun Jong. Kia Tigers champion. Ooh, that's an interesting theme, Ezra Denny. Ooh, Okay, maybe one more starter's not a bad idea, considering Funaki is not a starter. That would also be a pretty grim theme, but I like it. Yeah, just be careful with themes that are too broad, Ezra. That can always be a little bit, iffy. I mean, like, there's dead ball era teams which qualify. That's at least limiting enough. Who else could we afford to bring in? Part of me wants to bring another pitcher. Right, I want to look to see if there's more Japanese players I could add. Koike seems like an interesting buy. We have an undrafted player in Yoshioka who I will scoop up. Okuma does not want to play for us. Thai Sailor. Alright. Kunishige is going to ask for too much money. Obvi. Fujisawa can start but has way too short of a stamina. Koike, I think, can start in a pinch. I mean, 90 games for the Bruisers. It's better than who we've got. Ooh, Woodpeckers are giving him 1.6 mil? What about the Fujisawa? Well, let's see if we can bring back Fujisawa instead. Any Japanese batters we'd want to add? Miyazawa is surprisingly competent as a defender for a 38-year-old. Not sure I like Murakami. Ashida is perpetually injured. Oh, hey, look who it is! Okay, I would sell out the team for Seiya Suzuki. Oh, man, he's gonna go to the Golden Kites. How the hell do we fit this in to our budget? Literally as much as we can give without breaking the bank in the first year. Okay, no. Damn. Golden Kites are really going for it. Seiya Suzuki returns to Japan after his stint in the bigs. Let's get to the new year. Oh yeah, I'm overdue. Forgot to shout out Attica Online, another of our affiliate streamers and another of my subscribers. As we wait for the sim to just putter along. The key is, are we getting better? And I mean, the farm team looks fantastic. Next season may still be a punt, which is okay. I'm just worried now that we're going to burn out Junro Kanda's contract, and our top-tier third baseman is going to walk. Hey, we got him a ring. We did win last year, or 2 seasons ago. I know there's a lot of what have you done for me lately, but at least we have that. Hopefully everyone's Saturday is going well. I'm planning on going for a walk with my fiance after this. Because it is... trying to do the calculation to Fahrenheit. Mid-70s and sunny out. Alright, we got Noboru Yoshioka and down in the minors. And Satoyuki Fujisawa went to the Bulls. Not sure I dig that. Did the Golden Kites renege on their deal with Suzuki? Oh, that'd be fun if they did. If I knew Suzuki was available, I wouldn't have given all that money to Yang. Crud. And all the good starters have left the market. So now the question is, does Policelli even make the club, or do we call up Ronnie Williams? I think we gotta go with calling up Ronnie. And forcing Funaki into the bullpen. Great. Manager won't let me. Apparently that 30 curveball is still good enough to play. So let's demote Ronnie Williams. I mean, he's our number 6 starter. We technically don't need him. So maybe it is still Policelli who comes up with a big club. Are there any Japanese players still worth signing? All of my dockets are left to add Suzuki if he comes available. Good season for Kunihisa with the Jaguars. Man, we missed him. Yamagata would be a good third baseman for someone, just not us. I'm not seeing, unless we go and add an Adachi. Other teams are interested in him. Let's just get to the preseason. Suzuki heads to the Golden Kites. Great. Man, Tokyo will do anything to get over that hump, won't they? They lost Game 7 to us. They lost Game 7 to the Panthers. Pretty sure they got beat by the Bulls in 2024, too. And then, of course, they lost to the Dolphins, who somehow butt-fumbled their way to a championship in 2023. Like, seriously, the team was an even 500 record, and they still managed to sneak in. Alright, how much was the final contract? $21.8 million. Yes. That is going to be a problem. We made one signing. Kunihisa to the Bulls for 5 years. Uh-oh. Yamagata to the Jaguars. Pilar to the Kites. Adachi to the Phoenix. McBroom to the Bruisers instead of with the Phoenix. Interesting. Freddie Galvis is going to head back to the Rings. But yeah, I think either Williams or Policelli is going to get our fourth foreign player slot. I think Ronnie Dubs is going to stick around just in case. Once this finishes saving, let's take a look at the Mirai League and see how they're doing in terms of their contract signings. And before we wrap up for the day, I am going to do a tiny little pack rip because I'm sitting on like 9 packs from my own drops as well as from the official Out of the Park Developments channel. So I'll be able to see how the club is doing, the mainline Shizuoka Arrows. And I think the cooldown has elapsed, so I can shout out Ezra Denny, who is my newest subscriber. Thank you, good sir, for being a part of the club. Yoshikawa's stamina went up. Good. Kanda's eye rating went up. Very nice. And Matsunaga's, okay, he's basically a defensive center fielder. Less than ideal. What do you think? Should we just give like a... Yeah, we've already got enough outfielders on the club. Between Imai, Yoshioka, Inoue. If anything, I think Shigekatsu Watanabe needs to return to the minors. Possibly ditto for Naka. I want to force start Kondo at first, so that way he can pick up some experience there. At least for spring training. Once the season starts up, of course, I won't do that. Then again, I can always just give him a sniff of eligibility here. Let's give him 50. And we've got Super Sub Gosuke Kato available to cover all the spots too. Alright, let's get to spring training. See if there's anyone available on the farm we can pick up. Oh, right, I was going to check if the Mirai League is continuing to spend like drunken sailors. Dixon Machado to the Phoenix on a rather hearty deal. So far, it looks like the big contract was to Seiya Suzuki. Golden Kite's committing $21.8 million to him. That is, of course, drowned by the almost $6 million per year that Yutaka Miyakawa got from the Aomori Polaris to jump to the Mirai League. Wow. I mean, even Kikuo Koyama, who's been worth a grand total of like -5 WAR, got a hearty contract from the Polaris. The Polaris spent all that money on 2 catchers. Oh, they got Miyakawa DHing? You can't see because I'm not broadcasting my camera, but I am definitely giving this the what the bleep face. I do not get it. I may never get it. This is not something I want to get. Alright, spring training is here. So let's call up Bolicelli, Kurihara. Not gonna bother calling up any of our 20s. Let's get into spring training. We're going to wrap up once spring training is done. Pray for no injuries, please and thank you. Alright. Some drops, a velocity increase, ratings drops, improvement. Ratings drops on Kim, great. Yep. Kondo looks like he's rounding into form. Picking up some ratings at first base. Nakashima's starting to get some contact, so we're going to keep him up. And it looks like my manager is putting Tasaka in at short instead of Nishihara. This may be Tasaka's rookie season, we'll see. Can we get a win, please? There we go. It looks like the Packers, the Panthers, and the Bulls are going to remain the class of the Zenkoku League. So they didn't get worse. In fact, the Bulls very much got a lot better. Injured 4 days, whatever. Shumei Sugahara is going to be up with the big club soon if he keeps slugging like that. And hopefully Yang isn't cooked. That's a pretty grim start to a JPBO career. Alright, no cuts up from the pitching staff yet. From the batters, Tasaka, Fukui, Sugahara, Watanabe, and Naka. all are reporting to the minor league club. Let's force start Policelli. Brady P. Actually, let's not force start him. I still want to see... Yeah, I want to see who wins between him, Sekine, or Nishimoto. And hopefully Nishihara can give us, like, at least league average defense. Alright, that's good enough for training up at first base. Turn off the force start so that... Kondo doesn't get as many at-bats. Ah, Nakashima, you gotta do something, dude. Let's get to our next day off so that way we can deliver some cuts. At least the pitching staff looks like it's going to be solid. Wait, when did Trevor Bauer sign with the Panthers? Ick. Alright, good news is Yang had a couple of stronger starts. I think he's finally acclimating. So who's going to be the guys we send down for good? Takeshita's done well. Kurihara heads down. It's going to be one of Tanaka or Nakamura. You know what? We'll keep playing. Still have a little bit of time to think on that. Let's see the batting stats. Do you have the batting stats? The batting stats, the batting stats. Yeah, Nishimoto is definitely being demoted. It's going to be Policelli and Sekine. Because at least they can swing the stick. Nakasone's done okay, but I don't think there's room for him on the roster, so down he goes. Nakashima's batting okay. Kato's going to be our super utility dude. Infield seems pretty much set, except Nishihara continues to be a noodle bat. And then in the outfield, I think Yoshioka is going to be the odd man out. We'll see how that goes. We still got, you know, some time to make trades or signings. Everyone beats on the bruisers, basically. Okay, so with Yoshikawa injured, let's put him on the IL. 10-day. And let's call up... Guess let's go with Kurihara for now. I do not like that Funaki is going to be getting more starts. I'm also scared that Yang, because of how roughly he adjusted, he's going to get absolutely knocked around. If he does, oops, we made an error and we still got Ronnie in the minors we can call up. Miyoshi is our leadoff guy. Nakashima. Good to see Tsutsugo has been slugging the cover off the ball. Question is, who comes up? Let's go with Nakasone. And let's force bench Nakashima because he had such a poor spring training. Tsutsugo DHs Kondo at first. Ooh, I like that. And we're starting the season at home against the Fukuoka Rings. We're just waiting for this to come in. And I almost am afraid to look up what our predictions are going to be. I don't know how our team's gonna do. I mean, seeing Hattori pitching as well as he has gives me hope. If we're gonna win, it's gonna be on pitching and defense, clearly. In an offense-heavy league like this? Questionable. Mitsuo Naka maybe getting a call up. Tasaka is not quite there yet, but soon. So congrats to Brian Policelli for making the club. And hopefully Ronnie Williams won't be too mad that he didn't. At least make the playoffs. Ha! Oh, you jest. We have the top minor league system in the game, though. Between Kaneko, Kuboyama, Kobayashi, Kim, Machida. But we got Kenshin Morita leading us onto the field. Eager to see how Brady Policelli does. Hoping for bigger things from Shigesato. Tetsugo. Hopefully Nakashima can shake off the rust, because he's been playing like poop. And congrats to Imai and Inoue for still making the club. I like all the leaders. Tetsugo being prime among them. Preseason prediction. Hey, we're projected to barely sneak into the postseason. I wouldn't mind. Takaoshima, the one that we traded away. Ooh, they signed him to a healthy extension too. 7 years, 33 million. Cubs are projected to win the Nihon League. Never can count out the Golden Kites. Alright, that's as good of a place as any to hit the brakes. You know I'm going to be looking at players to acquire via trade between streams. Not gonna lie, I'm jealous of Rich and his rainbow historical packs. Lord knows I'd love to get my mitts on one of those. Even one. This is a packs-only team. Whoop! And it crashed. Good thing the game saved. Wow. Let's try that again. And let's see, how do we... Who were we going to raid into? Doesn't look like anyone's streaming out of the park right now. And my Shizuoka Arrows are clearly eliminated from the postseason. We are being relegated hard back down to gold. But not without some help. Sucks Seabold now takes over as our primary right fielder. We finally got Turkey Stearns, so he's going to move to left. Dihigo is going to move to first base instead of left field. And we did pack Mr. Mike Piazza as a perfect card in an historical silver pack. He'll play. Gunner is basically the only meta card I have among the bunch. It's hard out here for gold yo-yo teams. Ooh, speaking of hard, yeah, these packs are, okay, Lindy McDaniel Historical Gold, duplicate. Quick sell it, that may be a free pack there. Oh, you converted your mainline club to a TTC. That is fun. I don't run like a meta club, it's either packs only or themes for me. gonna have enough for a silver historical pack? It doesn't look it. No. Just short. So let's buy 3 standards and wrap this up. Like I said in the chat when Rich was streaming, I do enjoy the fact that the historical silvers are available because I'm tired of seeing smiling faces on my live cards. And it's so close to so many missions. Well, that'll at least buy me 1 more pack. Okay, we're just about done here then. I'm going to get on with my day and I will let you get on with yours. You'll see me next on Wednesday with the Flying Purple Baseball Beaters. Then I got a weekend off and then I'm back with the Baseball Beaters, which should be a postseason stream. Rocktober 5, a good day to live free or rock harder with a vengeance. My titles are going to get too long eventually, I just know it. Time is precious, and I'm grateful that you've chosen to spend some of yours with me today. Have a great rest of the weekend, everyone. Firage, take us out!